Let me show you how to start your green card application. This is very important because a detailed application could determine how quick or slow your process is. Why? Because if you don't send in enough documents the first time, you might get a bunch of RFEs and that would slow down the process. So if you are interested in USA immigration or you are starting your green card application, continue watching this video and we'll learn more tips on how to start this process. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ify, USA immigration lawyer. I serve clients all over the USA and abroad. And on this channel, you will find tips that will help you with your green card petition and your USA visa applications. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's get started. So, you just got married to your US citizen or permanent resident spouse and you don't know where to begin with the process. Well, these 4 steps can help you start figuring out what types of forms you need, what types of documents you need to start looking for right now, and how to fill out the forms. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is make a checklist. Before you start your green card application, make a checklist. This is not a requirement anywhere else. In fact, I haven't heard anyone talking about this. This is just something I do personally. I start with making a checklist. In my practice, I help clients all the time put together their green card application package. So I found that this checklist helps my mind figure out, okay, for this family, this is what we need. We need these forms, we need these documents, this is what they have, this is what they don't have, and all of that. Because every family is different, right? Yes, some documents you will have to prove bona fide marriage, and another family may not have that. So that's why the checklist is important to figure out, okay, do we have a lease? What forms do we need? I-130, I-130A. Just list all the forms. And pro tip, invest in some black pens. You need black ink to sign your forms and to also fill out your forms if you're gonna fill it out by hand. Also, take the time to figure out where you've lived for the past 5 years and where you've worked for the past 5 years. That stuff is gonna be in the form, so keep that in mind before you start your green card application. After you've made the list and you've figured out what documents you need for your package and what forms you need, now it's time to gather your identity documents. For your green card application, your identity document is your passport, a permanent residency card, or your birth certificate. Okay, figure out if your passport is expired and you need to renew it. Figure out if you have the long form birth certificate. If your country does that, some countries have like 2 types of birth certificates. So figure out if you have the correct identity documents for this process. Okay, it's serving 2 purposes. It's gonna show your identity, prove that you are who you are, and also show your immigration status. So if you're the spouse, the US citizen spouse or permanent resident spouse, you need to show that you qualify as a petitioner with those documents. All right, the next thing on the list is to figure out how much your US citizen or resident spouse earns every year to make sure that he or she can meet the sponsorship requirement. Okay, every family-based immigration process requires a sponsor. The petitioner is required to earn a certain amount to be able to file for relatives. Okay, so even if it's a parent filing for a child, you still need to earn a certain amount. And that amount is determined by your family size. So that's something you need to work with an attorney on, or just check the USCIS website. There is some guidelines on that. So check that out. Make sure your spouse is earning enough. The reason why you need to know this now before you get started is so that if your spouse is not earning enough and you need a joint sponsor, you can start looking. I've seen people who start the process, they don't check, they don't go through the steps, and then they get stuck in the middle, they don't have a joint sponsor, and then they end up getting denied. Because if you don't have a joint sponsor, you're not able to prove enough income, you could get denied. So don't skip out on this number 3 step, okay? And finally, before you start your green card application, make sure that you are reading the instructions for every form that you're filling out, okay? Every form has specific requirements that goes with it. So if you're filing everything together, I'm assuming you are currently in the US and you're able to file concurrently, meaning filing your petition and adjustment together. So if you're filing everything together, make sure that you read the instructions for each form so that you have the correct amount of passport photographs required, because some forms need passport photographs, some don't. Okay, make sure that you know what types of documents you could use to supplement another document. So this is just going to help you avoid a lot of mistakes that could cause more delays and all of that. If you need guidance, if you're having trouble understanding some of the instructions, reach out to an immigration attorney. Obviously, I'm an immigration attorney, so reach out to me. I can guide you. My link will be in this video somewhere or just in the description to book a consultation. I'll be more than to make sure you're on the right track, okay? Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Hit that subscribe button. Looking forward to seeing you in my next video. I'm going to be talking about documents that you need if you are applying for your green card while outside the USA. Stay tuned. See you in my next video.